Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thanks for watching. My name is Rich Tehrani. This week we are in Boston, Massachusetts, and we are speaking with some of the leaders in the technology space in the area. And on the program today is John Burgos. He is a sales director at XebiaLabs. Hey, John, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Good, good. So I thought we'd start out by talking a little bit about what your company does.
Okay. Well, we're a software company here based in Westboro, Massachusetts, and we provide a end-to-end deployment automation platform for people who are trying to deploy their Java applications.
Okay, so a typical customer would be who?
Pretty much anyone who writes software, who is providing some sort of application to their customers, or it could be in the retail side, it could be on the corporate side, B2B business, but anyone who has some application out there.
And your products help them get to market more quickly?
Well, there's a couple of things. We've actually partnered with IBM, Oracle, and JBoss, and what we've actually done is built a platform that allows us to deploy to these application servers, if you will. And in doing so, we definitely help customers actually get their applications out to the marketplace faster. We help them upgrade their existing applications quicker. We've reduced the cost by automating it. What happens now often is most of these things are done manually, and that takes a lot of time. And also, we reduce a lot of errors since it's no longer a manual task, but it's something that's a systematic solution to it.
And how big is the company?
The company, it's a small company. We're based out of the Netherlands, and the office here in the U.S. just opened in July. We were a spin-off of a larger consulting firm that produces $20 million in revenue, which specializes in Agile, which is a development methodology, middleware, as well as J2E. So as a result of doing a lot of engagements through that company, we realized that there was a pattern that we constantly were asked to solve this deployment problem. And so we realized that there was a technical pattern that we could solve through a solution. So as a result, 2 years ago, the company spun off XebiaLabs.
Now, from a competitive standpoint, what are you seeing in the market?
The market's quite interesting. A solution like this is actually needed now. Back in the day, there used to be, the applications were more monolithic. There weren't too many components to it. Typically just one or two files that you needed to move over. But now, the applications are very componentized. There are many things you need to actually do now. We also noticed that the environment that these applications are deployed to are also much more complicated. So what we're starting to see now is that there's now a need to actually have some sort of solution to actually address this very complex problem with deploying the pieces of the application out. The other thing we notice is that there's a rise in the term called Devops. I'm not sure if you've heard of Devops, but it's this concept of development and operations team working together. For the most part, up until the awareness, these two departments are pretty much siloed. Mm-hmm. So there was like a development IT silo, an operational IT silo, mm-hmm. And now people are talking about putting these teams together. And a product like Deploy It is something that will help and assist with the DevOps.
Now you mentioned some of the partners you have. Can you talk about any customers?
Sure. We have one of our first customers, KLM Air France, is our biggest customer. They've been a customer since for about 2 years now, since 2007. And they deploy over 200 applications. They have 200 deployments per week over there, and we've actually helped them save $1 million annually by going to this automation platform. Some of the other customers we have is Chamber of Commerce. We have the Ministry of Finance in France, Caravel, and we have a few others as well.
That's great. So what's next for the company?
Well, in 2010, we started building out. In 2010, we had offices in the U.S., as I mentioned. Mm-hmm. We have offices in Stockholm. Mm-hmm. We have offices in Germany. And really this year, New Delhi as well. So 2011, we see as the year that we're going to have a breakout year. People are now starting to open up and starting to look at their applications. From a economic perspective, I think 2010 people realize that they need to have some growth in their you know, in their business. So what that really means is, you know, opening up that budget and really starting to look at creating new applications, and we see that's where the opportunity is going to be.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the program.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Same here.